Okay. Hi, everyone. Um, I'm doing a chart. So I've done this person's face before, and it just happens to be from what some of the girls were sending me. It is actually his birthday, and I said, I'm actually doing his chart. So, yeah, it's good, I guess. This is Jimin from BTS. So I've done his face, and I've done his face as the perfection in his face. Even though he has a small face, there is this perfection in his face, okay, in his face. So elementally now, from the day he took his first breath, he becomes an element, and then all the other elements have a meaning for him. And he is the fire element. So this fire is like a candle, but it can also be that wick to the candle or a wick to a time bomb. So if fire has no discipline, then that's actually what will happen. All right. All right. So he is fire, as you can see. The day he's born, here is fire. So just trust me with that. And what he sits on the element that is earth, which is the ox. So this is fire. He has two ticks in that. This is the earth. The earth is actually his intelligence, his talents, his skills, the stage, anything he does, even if he blinks, that type of thing, it's whoa, because he has the day he's born, he sits on the earth, which is an ox. So he works very hard, like an ox works very hard. The month he is born in is the dog, and the dog is very humble, very humble. Okay. And then he's got the pig in the year he is born. And that pig, above it, that pig is water. And water is the power and status, and it puts out the fire. So that is the year he's born. It has wood on top, water on the bottom. And the way this works is this water didn't go and put out the fire. This water fed the wood to feed the fire, which is really what we want, is a nourishing cycle, not a controlling cycle, which I call discipline cycle. Okay. In the month he's born, he's got fire and earth. So here, this is the father, this is the mother, very humble. Father also is a person that is seen, like, he's not behind the scenes, he's a person that is seen. So he could be in front of people, talking to people. But that also says it's people like him. So when we have the self element, it means people like him. So he is with people like himself that are also humble, okay, at the same time. So this is him. He has self elements. He has other people around him from his chart. He has two earths, which is pretty good amount of earth. We call that talent, skills, whatever comes out of your mouth, and that then whatever comes out then makes ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink. So he doesn't have any ticks in metal, but I haven't got his hour, so it could be in his hour. Okay. And then we've got a tick in water and a tick in wood. Water is the power element because that's what controls him, puts out the fire, and wood is what keeps his fire fueled. And that's what he has. So if you don't have wood to fuel your fire, or if you don't have the element before, which is what we call your ideas, your resources, your knowledge, your health, if you don't have that, then you do not. I was surprised of how disciplined he is when I've seen him, you know, when the girls showing me some stuff. Some of the guys are showing me some of the stuff too. So he had, I think, the shortest training period. All right. The cycle, everybody has a 10-year cycle they go through that finishes and another 10 years starts. So for Jimin, his cycle, he had cycles before that, but the cycle for him that from 11 to 21, it actually was wood and metal. So wood is his ideas, what he has learned is nourishing him to make some metal, to make some money. And so it did do that actually. From that started at 11 for him, And at 16, which is 2011, things started to change and escalate. All right. And then at 21, he came into water and earth again. Remember, earth is talent and skill. So there's another tick here and another tick here. Now, the water on top is power. And because it comes to him, if this water was not favorable, which I should add, water would fire a favorable for him. So if this water was not favorable, the water would put him out and he'd be gone, done, and dusted. He wouldn't have even made it to 21, like in his 21, okay? The other thing here is the earth element, which is his talents and his skills. Because the water absorbs, or the earth absorbs the water, then this is not as strong. Because normally what ends up happening, if somebody has this and the element is not favorable, then they have the ox, the dog, and the goat. And those three make it very, very challenging to do anything. Okay. So yes, he did have that actually. He had the shortest time of training before this. He, there's a saying, good things come in small packages. Love it. And he does give 100% and more. That's, it's him, the people around him, and his talents and his skills as well. Now, I'm surprised at how disciplined he is. And then, I've said that in the face reading of his as well, that he's done, what's it called, swordmanship. He's done all of those martial art type of things. I think that is why he is disciplined. Okay, so he needs the stage because he is a fire person. Fire goes up, and that's what a stage is. You get to shine. So once he goes into 31, it is even more amazing for him than 21 to 31 was. Okay, so he sits on his talents and he's born in a month of talents. So really, I don't think you've seen what he can do. And so it's uh, what did the girls the slayer. He is the slayer. Okay, that kind of thing. Now, with all these ticks in earth, and he's in it in 21, so that's another tick in earth. That kind of makes his how do I put it, whatever he does, his contemporary dance, his popping, his singing, all of that is in the limelight. So anything he does, it's actually accepted. If it was maybe somebody else, yeah. Now, he does have a challenging 2 hours, and that 2 hours is every single day from 1 to 3 p.m. is a challenging 2 hours for him. So how does he get rid of that? That challenge? He'd have to carry a horse or draw a calligraphy of a horse. All right. So now you can understand why I'm saying 31 onwards is amazing for 10 years, because there's a horse to keep that 2 hours of that negative 1 to 3 p.m. It removes it. Okay. Fire by nature as an element has what we call a black box. So this black box means anything he hears, anything he sees, it sits there in a black box, like an airplane has a black box, right? He has that. He was supposed to become a dancer, and just a dancer, and if he had done that, he would actually be touring the world as somebody that, with status, power and status as well. Instead, he decided to audition for BTS, all right? Even his competitors are favorable for him. So even if someone is competing with him, it's actually good. It's not an issue for him, all right? So he moves, and his moves are all about his talents and skills. And, 1 minute he could be the Fred Astaire, next minute the Michael Jackson, next minute the Prince, that type of thing. That's how I think. When I first saw him, I thought, oh, he looks like a Bratz doll, so the Cupid lips and all of that. But anything, if he held a Bratz doll, Bratz would make it a comeback. All right. So whatever he wears sells out. You kind of already know that within minutes. He does have that style. So you can see that when he's walking, he walks like a dancer walks through, and so where their feet are like that a little bit, and so he walks straight through. He doesn't walk like this or any. Yeah, he walks shoulders back. You can tell he has that something. Okay, now he does have that mesmerizing, that iconic, and that's because it's fire. Think about fire. What do you do when there's a candle? There's this, you gravitate to it. This is what happens to him. At the moment, it's controlled, but also this fire, as I said, there's a black box. He was top in his class. I think he was what was he? He was class president for 9 years, valedictorian. There was more, but anyway. All right. Arts, maths, everything. If you've seen him draw or paint, it's just amazing. So that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, so he's also got a credit. Him and somebody else in the group in BTS have got a credit in the movie Marvel's Eternals. Yeah, they sing the song Friends. All right. Now, his singing, again, talents, skills that he's born with. Okay, so this ox is the end of water. The end of water is about finding a way. It's that communication that you find a way how to get that. And he does do that. And the dog here is the end of metal. And metal is, the tones you see, that there's, how when they write music, it's like that sort of thing. Yeah. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, so he's got the end of water, the end of metal, which is actually for him. He reaches different, how do I put it? He sings normal and then he does what's called falsetto. So not only does he have this intelligence, the skills, the talents, all of that, but he has an outstanding voice. All right. What else do I have to tell you? He already had a fan thing before he went into BTS. Apparently the girls used to follow him around and get selfies of him. So he was already this cute Bratz doll type looking thing. All right, so he is actually number one worldwide. He achieves not little. It's pretty fast. When he does something, it reaches heights. That's fire. Fire goes up again. That kind of thing. He is though grounded, and that's the difference. There is another member I'm not going to mention. He's not grounded. He's just, but this fire is grounded. Okay. So in this cycle here of the goat and the ox are not best friends. Okay. But what is above it, the power element, is favorable. And so it comes to him as well. So when it comes to him, he brings all that talent, all that skills with it. The ox for fire element is the storage of money. So he actually sits on the storage of money. He doesn't need to do much, and it's ching 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 ching. And a storage, only money can be stored in a chart. All right. All right. What's my next point? He actually has. There's a saying. I think I said it in the face reading of his, is when you Jimin in, you can't Jimin out. And there are videos that I can't stop laughing when I watch some of them. The girls think they're funny too. That these guys are watching him dancing and they pause and they have to say, I'm heterosexual, but what is he doing to me? So he's like that. And that's what fire does, okay? Elementally, that's what fire does. All right. Um, did I talk about, yep, sing, yep, talk self-control, talk talents, talk shining. Okay, when he comes into 31, this is yang water. This yang water, yes, is meant to put out this fire, but it's best, they're soulmates. The yang water with the yin fire are soulmates, and it makes more of an element. To help you grasp that, 2022 is yang water on top, and look at him just shine, totally shine. 2022 has the tiger, which is wood underneath. So this water is not going like this. Firstly, it's soulmate with that fire. So it comes to him. It just comes. He wants that, and it's power, big power. We call that water tsunami water. So it's not putting him out. It's actually bringing the power with his ideas. So he's supposed to be putting out some music as well. It's going to go nuts. I can tell you it's going to go nuts from what the year is. So this water feeds this wood. This wood then feeds the fire, and he is the fire element. So this is why it's so beautiful in that sense. Okay. The other is the water is power. Oh, this is also this wood that is 2022. It is his ideas. It's how he does things this year is just amazing. And because it is the tiger and the ox are soulmates. The tiger and the dog have soulmates. The tiger and the pig, soulmate. This is just an incredible chart this year. It's wow. Okay. And so that's why for him, um, he's I know he's bringing something out. I've been told he's bringing something out. You're going to, well, everybody will be amazed at what actually happens um, with that. So he also he sees this fire will see a person for what they really are. Like, for me, I don't see people, it's like when they slap me in the face, I just think, fire out. Why didn't I see that? Fire sees people for what they actually are. And normally this fire would react very emotionally, but I think with all his disciplines, as in all the martial arts and all the people around him that have disciplined him throughout the years, and dancing disciplines you, all of that disciplines you, that makes him then most likely react less emotionally than he normally would have as a younger kid. He's learned to love himself as well, just like all of them have. Whatever he actually has put out, it always. There was something I wanted to say. Okay, so he put out. He's the fastest worldwide, most streamed, and it was like 9 million, which is the Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, blah blah blah. And there was a song called Christmas Love, and that was brought out in COVID. Yeah. And yeah, so that just went because he is fire. All right. Each of the elements has their own way, but this is just going to go through the roof no matter what. He also, the time that he is in now is this. So there's so much earth, there's so much he needs to show us, there's so much that needs to come out, and he will show us, and you will actually be surprised. All right, so with his chart, I wanted to say how the people like him, which is normally competitors, but it's not for him. They're not competitors. And you see that when people talk in K-pop, in idols, in K-pop, they talk about who the number one dancer or who they admire and this and this, and it's always Jimin. So that's when your own element is favorable. That's how it works. If it was not favorable, then yeah. So he kind of has a harem of men and a harem of women, that kind of follow him. And if you see all the reactions on the internet, majority is men just like, going nuts over him as well. So imagine then the girls. All right, so I've done that. All right, I want to explain how his relationship, then moves on in 2023 with everybody around him. Firstly, with the year. So the year 2022 is water and wood. 2023 is also water and wood, except now it's yin. So this is yang. Yang meaning his ideas are different, his power is different, making him different. So with this is the same water as that. And we know when it comes, it's going to come to him. So the power comes to him. He would have already felt that happening last month in September. So that would have already started to happen. And then this month, because, elementally, because of what the month is, it's the dog. The dog is his talents. Again, open your mouth, show us a toothpick, and everyone will pay for the toothpick. That kind of a month. And if he is bringing something out this month, woohoo, because on top of that, October, the earth dog, is actually metal, ka-ching, 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 which means the money is on the top, okay? It's not little money, it's yang money. So it's pretty good, actually. And the dog, of course, works with yin. Now, 2023, as I said, is yin. Yin is like the yin here. This is water. This is wood. This is a rabbit. The rabbit is like the peak of wood. So if you think you've seen it all, you haven't. Yeah. And there was a trigger in September. I don't know if they showed something that is coming or, coming soon type thing, because yeah, that's kind of how it is. In 31, this horse is also spirit. The horse is in harmony with the dog. The horse is in harmony with the pig. The horse is not in harmony with the ox, but the horse is fire and it's favorable. That's the difference again. So he has a great everything that's coming through for him. Now, for him, how does he get on with all the other members? Yes, they are favorable elementally, everyone like him. But for him, he's in harmony with P Dog, who is a producer of BTS, Mr. Son, who is the choreographer, and Hitman Bang, who put them all together. He's the record executive. Elementally, those three with his elements are in harmony. And then we've got the members. So firstly, there's Jin. Jin is already a wood element. So, if he sat with him, the ideas would just flow and flow and flow. And it's favorable, of course. J-Hope is also wood, but he has water as well. Both, again, favorable. J-Hope could discipline him if he needed discipline because it's in his chart. Sugar is the earth element, so it's his voice. Sugar brings out the best in him. So if sugar is helping him, it will be on another level, that type of thing, because earth is his talents and his skills. Sugar also sits on the ox, which is the storage of his money. Okay, so if he works with him, it's whoa. Then we've got V. V is wood and earth. Wood is favorable, earth is the talents and skills for him. They can be challenged together as well because the animals are not totally harmonizing. So there could be always a bit of something bickering. RM is metal and earth. So the talents and skills that come out with RM, with him, then makes ching, 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 ching. So again, an RM sits on an ox as well, which is his storage of money, not RM's, his storage of money. So do you see how there are three members that have his storage of money in their charts? So bringing him on board makes more of this element of the talents and skills with the other members. JK is fire on fire. It's all about him. So for him, when he comes to 31, he has a horse and JK sits on a horse. So there could be a bit of challenges. For him, it's favourable. For JK, it's not. So as I say, it can be a challenge, but he doesn't feel it like somebody else will feel it. All right. I think I covered everything in this. So again, he has everything. He doesn't have the metal, but he has the storage of metal, which is like kapow. All right. So hopefully, yeah, he's kind of like because my name means comfort, and so people call him Comfort, and I can see how he comforts people. Yeah, and yeah, it makes me think about yeah how my name as Salwa means comfort in that sense. Um, I've learnt a lot from doing their charts because of they're such a big group and all the people that came in. So I will try and do more. I know everybody else wants the face readings of all the other members. I'm getting there. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. But with this chart, it's just it's gung ho. There's no stopping this fire. And because it's grounded, it's not going to be like, you know, when we have a spot fire, spot fire, spot fire, and then it takes out the town. No, this is actually grounded and there's plenty of earth for it to go and do. So the talents here are through the roof in his chart. And I don't remember when I do somebody's chart or their face reading or their palm reading, whatever I do, I don't remember it's I've done it. Thank you very much. That's it. So I know he has a small face, but it was a very, very, very rounded and everything was in the right place, basically. So I remember that because someone told me he's the it boy, as in you can have a toothpick and sell millions of that toothpick. So I understood that in his face. But now that I've done his chart, it's like whatever he says or does, ching ching. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoy this. This is my passion. So, yeah, so I hope you enjoy the number one person in brand recognition or reputation. All right. Have a good day.